people. Okasi, thank you.
Thank you. Our next witness.
Mr. Chairman and members, what an honor to follow that impressive young man. Barry Brokaw on behalf of the Agua Caliente Band of Twiya Indians in strong support of this measure. Great job.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Paula Treat on behalf of the Pechanga and the Calusa Indians, Indian tribes, in full support of this bill.
Mr. Chair and members, Carolyn Bill Hunter on behalf of Yochadehi Winton Nation. Yochadehi has been a leader in urging the National Football League to also encourage the Washington football team to change its name. And we're proud to support this bill so that our school children in California can go to a school where they can be proud of the schools that they attend. Thank you.
Mr. Chair and members, Seth Bramble here on behalf of the California Teachers Association in strong support. There's no school that has an interest in having a racially derogatory mascot or team name. We urge your aye vote.
Jeanette Sanipatin on behalf of the Mexican American Legal Defense and Educational Fund, proud co-sponsor of this bill and urge your support.
Good afternoon. My name is Juat Nehitne. I'm Haudenosaunee, Socorro, Hostingeta. This bill needs to pass. It is time, over 200 years, 250 years of oppression against my people. It is time. This bill has been put forward a number of times and defeated, but it is time to wake up to the realization that we are real, that we have feelings, that we have a life, that we have a different way of life than what is perceived. And furthermore, in the educational process of all of this, we need to have a higher stake in a say in what happens among our own people. And we are positively 100% behind this bill because justice has to be done. And you're taking a long time for it. And I'm hoping that you will wake up and pass this. It is something that we as Native people do need. Nyawe.
Hello, I'm Michael Williams, member of the Western Band of Shoshones. These names, mascot names, they got to end. That's all I got to say. You know, this is hurting our children. You know, it's been going on for too long. End this, please. Thank you.
Laura Fair, Public Counsel, in support.
Do we have any opposition today? I believe, are you support or opposition, ma'am? If you could state that. And then speak.
Against the mascot. My name is Darlene Brown Toibo. I'm Concal, Yuki, Little Lake, and Shoshone Bannock. I'm enrolled in the Fort Hall Indian Reservation in Idaho. This is my grandnephew. And in school this year, in November, he had to learn a bunch of songs and gestures for a play. But on the day before the play, he asked the teacher if he could be excused because he's Miwok. He's Tumle Nishinan Miwok. And his name is Andrew Yonemura, Andrew Ablaza Yonemura. And the teacher asked him, why don't you want to be in the play? Because my people did not wear cardboard feathers. And I know what happened after the dinner to my people. I know history. My family tells me the history. And that's the school system in Galt, California. I've been fighting the mascot for 20 years there. Dakota was still in gestation when we were fighting. His mom and dad were there. So I'd like to see this change. In Galt last year, I went to a play, and the kids did their own version of how they wanted to make fun of things. And I couldn't believe it when a girl from Norway, exchange student, in the dialogue, they said, what do we do about this Indian situation here, this Indian problem? And she thought for a moment, and she said, I know, genocide. And the audience laughed, and I felt like throwing up. I can't believe this is still going on in our schools, and it's acceptable, and people look at us and say, why?
Thank you.
Move the bill.
Hi, my name is Diana Tumania. I have a PhD in social psychology. I'm a retired professor at CSUS. My children go to Hiram Johnson High School, and the first time we went to a football game where my son was quarterback, we were greeted with this person in a paper mache Indian gargoyle helmet suit, and it was extremely embarrassing. But I think it's not only for Native people and the students, it's for everyone. Why are we teaching this to our children? They teach each other. So it's time to introduce a new image in a new day. And people think this has gone away, but my own alma mater, San Diego State University, voted to keep its Indian mascot. So if you leave it up to the people to vote for it, they will keep their old stereotypes. So it's time to act, and for everyone to be educated. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. With that, let's bring it back to the committee. Any committee member comments? Seeing none, we have a motion. It has been moved as amended. The secretary will call the roll.
The motion is...
If I could just do a quick closing, Mr. Chairman.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Yes.
First of all, I just want to take a moment to recognize Dakota Brown, because we met outside the Capitol during Native American Day last September, and he was gathering signatures to ban the use of these racial Native American mascots, and we promised that this year we're going to work together to actually make that happen this year. But this is part of a national movement that started going back to 1968, where the National Congress of American Indians called for the end of Native American racial mascots to be used. And last year, this legislature, in a bipartisan manner, supported ACR 168, which called on to the Washington NFL team to do the same and change its mascot. Even the U.S. Patent Office removed any patent protections for that name because of its offensive nature to Native Americans. But there's a time where our public schools should not no longer be using racial slurs. It's time for us to make that change. California is the state with the largest number of Native Americans, more than any other state. But it's not enough to simply honor Native peoples during Native American Heritage Month. We truly honor them by standing on moral principle and doing what is right, and end the use of these insensitive and insulting racial slurs against them. Is certainly harmful to Native American children. And what I always say, schools will adapt. That just like many other schools and universities have done, that in retrospect, we will look back and we will see that we did the right thing here today. So I hope that my colleagues on both sides of the aisle will join me in standing up for the civil rights of our Native American communities. And I do want to thank the Noche Deje Wintu Nation, because they sponsored commercials during the NBA Finals last year. That the message was Native Americans call themselves many things. They call themselves Dene, they call themselves Pueblo, they call themselves Sitting Bull, they call themselves soldier, they call themselves teacher or mother. But one thing they do not call themselves is that word. That's what we're asking for you to support here today, and I ask for my colleagues to support this important measure on my relations.
Thank you, Mr. Alejo. The motion is due pass as amended to the Arts, Entertainment, Sports, Tourism, and Internet Media Committee. The Secretary will call the roll.
O'Donnell?
Aye.
O'Donnell, aye. Chavez?
Aye.
Chavez, aye. Kim?
Aye.
Kim, aye. McCarty?
Aye.
McCarty, aye. Santiago? Aye. Santiago, aye. Thurmond?
Aye.
Thurmond, aye. Weber?
Aye.
Weber, aye.
Unanimous. Great. Thank you very much.
The motion passes 7-0. What are we doing?
And, Mr. Chairman, I have my second bill, AB.
Mr. Leo, yes, let me just inform the committee members here. It's Assembly Bill number 101. It's file item number 4.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Proceed.
As our witnesses are coming up, this bill will fully implement an ethnic studies curriculum for all district high schools, all high schools as a semester-long A through G approved elective. AB 101 also creates an Ethnic Studies Advisory Committee to make recommendations to the State Board on all issues related to ethnic studies. This bill will ensure that every student who wants to take an ethnic studies course has an opportunity to do so. Today, throughout the state, out of 1.7 million high school students, only a little bit more than 8,000 have access to an ethnic studies course, according to our Department of Education data. However, recently, Los Angeles Unified, San Francisco Unified, El Rancho Unified, and a variety of other school districts have already taken the initiative. They're leading our state by implementing ethnic studies for all students, and that includes the two largest districts in California. These districts pay close attention to the needs of their students and recognize the diversity of their classrooms, and they have proven that it is feasible, that it is possible to make this a policy for our schools. Studies have shown that students have better learning outcomes across the board when they learn about their histories and their scholarship and those of their classmates. I myself was a Chicano Studies major at UC Berkeley, and I was able to learn about the history and the issues affecting my community, which now also allows me to help make improvements today as a member of the legislature. From my own experience, I recognize the importance for students to have a curriculum that reflects their life and their heritage. But plain and simple, this bill recognizes the diverse makeup of our state, as California is one of the largest and most diverse student populations in the nation. I also want to point out that ethnic studies courses do not polarize, but in fact the opposite. They bring together students under an American identity. Studies have shown that taking a high school course focusing on ethnic and cultural issues increases compatibility of the student's sense of American identity and what it means to be an American today in a diverse society. And finally, ethnic studies help close the achievement gap by reducing student truancy, increase student enrollment, reduce dropout rates, and better prepare California's youth to be college prepared and career ready. I respectfully ask for your aye vote on this bill. I want to point out that my bill last year, AB 1750, dealing with ethnic studies, received bipartisan support. And this year I'm proud that this bill, AB 101, will have a Republican joint author, Assemblymember Cacho Echajian, representing our Armenian caucus, but also we also join authors with my good colleagues in the API caucus, Rob Bonta, and the chairman of the Black Caucus, Reggie Joyner Sawyer, who's here with me here today. With that, I respectfully ask for your aye vote, and we have several witnesses to speak in support. Cecily Mayar Cruz from UT Los Angeles, United Teachers Los Angeles, and Mariela Pizarro Silva, a high school student from Salinas, and then Alex Chance, a student in ethnic studies at Sacramento State.
Thank you, Mr. Alejo. What we'll do is we'll hear from two witnesses in support, two witnesses in opposition, if there is any, and the others can state their name and position for the record.
Mr. Chair, can I make a quick?
Absolutely, Mr. Sorry.
Can I make a quick statement? Mr. Chair and members, as a joint author AB 101 and chair of the California Legislative Black Caucus, I understand how important ethnic study courses are in a student's academic journey. At universities across California and the nation, African American studies programs play a huge role in not only keeping black students engaged, but helping them graduate. As research shows, well-designed high school ethnic studies courses have positive academic and social outcomes from students. But most important, I just came from a luncheon where we honored the first African American Assemblywoman, Yvonne Bradford Burke, the first African American state senator, Diane Watson. And as I was reading on the website of UCLA when it was discovered, the history of the University of California, Los Angeles, starts in 1919, when the southern branch of the University of California, which was created by the state legislature, took over the facilities of the Los Angeles branch of the Los Angeles State Normal School. What is missing in that the first member of the Black Caucus was the Honorable Frederick M. Roberts, who did the legislation that created UCLA, an African American that most people don't know. You wouldn't know that if you didn't, because you don't know that because you don't have ethnic studies. We do not talk about the rich history, or that Mr. Roberts is the direct descendant of Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings. That's what you need, and that's what you get when you do these type of programs. You bring that sense of pride and wanting to learn more, not only about your history, but other people's histories when you have ethnic studies. This bill is a simple step in ensuring that all students have access to classes that will not only enrich their academic performance, but teach them the skills necessary to become responsible citizens. I respectfully ask for your aye vote. Thank you.
Mr. Alejo, your next witness.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Chair O'Donnell and Education Committee members. My name is Cecily Myart Cruz, a proud classroom teacher of 17 years, a CTA member and leader, and new vice president of United Teachers Los Angeles, UTLA. I want to thank my parents, Mary and Cecil Myart, who remain my lifetime role models for immersing me in the beauty of both my Black and Mexican cultures. My cultures are reflective of the diversity in the school districts of Greater Los Angeles. Given California's annual increase in diversity, it is especially important that students build a knowledge of the various racial and ethnic groups in our state. Incorporating ethnic studies courses into standard high school curriculum are a means to accomplish this. In doing so, students gain an encompassed outlook on other cultures while learning respect and tolerance. Additionally, it provides students with the opportunity to learn about their respective culture in the context of California's history. It is vital for young people to learn about their history, but also important for them to feel like they can change their community in positive ways. This bill will help to close the achievement gaps by reducing truancy, increasing student enrollment, reducing dropout rates, and better prepare our youth to be college prepared and college ready. UTLA and CTA appreciate the bill providing educators a central role in developing the model ethnic studies framework to guide quality ethnic studies courses in high schools that promotes cultural and linguistic diversity to strengthen student engagement and learning. On November 18, 2014, the Los Angeles Unified School District Board of Education passed an ethnic studies resolution and became the second district in the country to implement the course requirement. The resolution called for a mandatory semester-long full credit course that will be a graduation requirement by the year 2019. UTLA President Alex Caputo Pearl and myself were among those who addressed the school board in support of this resolution. Hundreds of students, parents, and community groups, university researchers, and UTLA members attended this school board meeting to push for ethnic studies. UTLA and CTA were proud to stand with students, parents, community members, and educators who worked tirelessly to get ethnic studies approved as a required subject in LAUSD. We fully support and should be counted on as advocates for the approval of this bill, AB 101. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. One more witness, please.
Good afternoon, committee members. My name is Mariela Pizarro Silva. I'm a junior at Salinas High School and a member of a youth leadership organization called the Dream Academy, and I am here to speak in favor of AB 101. Last summer, I attended the Chicano Latino Youth Leadership Project here in Sacramento. At this week-long conference, I learned about history that I had never been exposed to before. I learned to take pride in my indigenous ancestry from Professor Jenny Luna. I was introduced to the legacy of Sal Castro and the student movement of the 1960s, and also learned about the educational pipeline that Latinos go through. Learning about all this sparked an interest in me to keep learning about the history of my people. I'm here today because my history and the history of so many other Latino students deserves a place in our high school curriculum. Our history and the history of others deserves to be heard, appreciated, and celebrated. This deeper understanding of one's history should not be limited to a one-week conference where only a select few are exposed to this information. San Francisco and Los Angeles school districts were the first to move forward on this critical initiative of offering ethnic studies courses at their schools, but there are many other school districts that would benefit from exposing their students to a multicultural education. AB 101 would ensure that students throughout our state would be exposed to the important and potentially life-changing lessons inherent in ethnic studies courses. Ethnic studies provides a space where all students can walk away with a better understanding of groups of people who they may otherwise have known only by their representation in the media. The personal transformation and self-awareness that takes place when a person studies his or her own culture can help build bridges across our communities, which we so desperately need. AB 101 is a step in the right direction for our diverse and growing state. It's necessary to accurately and inclusively acknowledge the contributions of so many different ethnic groups that have made our great state what it is today. Not only does it matter who we are and how we got here, but who we are becoming. And only through the gaining of a profound understanding of our multicultural society will we be in a position to make decisions that steer clear of the prejudice and oppression of the past. All students should have the opportunity to learn about their history and gain the accompanying sense of pride and confidence that comes along with that understanding. For the good of our state and its students, I urge you to vote in favor of AB 101. Thank you.
Thank you, and very well done. Very well done. With that, are there any other witnesses at the table that wish to state their affiliation and position?
Yeah, and I can be brief. My name is Alex Shantz.
Be very brief.
Yes, I will. I actually serve on the St. Helena Unified School District Board of Trustees. The majority of our students are Latino and Latina, about 48%. So I'm really here for them. I believe that they deserve curriculum that reflects their experiences, their ethnicities and identities. I'll just sum it up by encouraging this committee to please support AB 101. Thank you.
Thank you very much. With that, we'll turn to members of the public. If you could state your affiliation and your position on this bill.
Ernie Silva on behalf of SciTech. We're a network of dropout recovery public high schools in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
He can do it on his own.
Sean Manzano, a student of Alisal High from the Philippines, and on behalf of the Dream Academy, I see for a more united and empowered community, the first step is to know each other, and that's what I see ethnic studies as being our bridge towards that goal, and which is why I support AB 101. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Carolina Mundo, and I'm a student at Alsa High School from Salinas, California, on behalf of the Dream Academy. And I believe that California has the golden opportunity to incorporate the large body of knowledge that is ethnic studies with this new Common Core standards by implementing academic resources such as literature, arts, and legal scholarship that reflect a diverse population. The students will also be exposed to different perspectives, cultures, and traditions that encompass our country's changing demographics, and that is why I'm here in support of the AB 101. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Cecile Cortez, and I come from Alisal High School in behalf of the Dream Academy. And I believe ethnic studies provides educational research-based evidence that can close that achievement gap between white students and students of color. And with AB 101, California would be moving forward in doing just that and allowing students to discover their place and their importance in the educational system. And I'm in support of the AB 101. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aaron Matias, and I'm a freshman at Alisal High School in Salinas, California. And I support AB 101. When I was in 8th grade, I was put into what is known known as the Opportunity Program at La Paz Middle School, also in Salinas. Opportunity has always had the reputation of the bad kids, gangsters, or students who have attendance issues. However, in my case, our teacher, Mr. Gutierrez, taught us English and history through an ethnic studies perspective. I support AB 101 because in ethnic studies, not only did we learn about the history and culture of Mexicans and Latinos in the U.S., but we also gain an appreciation for cultures and histories of different ethnic groups in the U.S. Thank you.
Thank you. For the remaining individuals, if you could just state your name, affiliation, and position on the bill only. Thank you.
I hope everyone is having a good day. My name is Fernando Zavala. I'm a freshman at Alisal High School in Salinas, California. I support AB 101 Ethnic Studies because ethnic studies help students understand and become literate with reading the world around them. They can experience different things from different perspectives that are not currently taught in any other classes that are offered at my school. Ethnic studies provide students with hope for the future as well as for the present that will help them in life. For me, ethnic studies is the purpose of education. In my 10 years of education, ethnic studies has helped me more than any other subject that was offered to me. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Victor Martinez, and I am a freshman at ASM High School, and I support AB 101.
Hello, my name is Angela Godoy. I am a junior at ASM High School, former opportunity student from La Paz, and I support AB 101.
Hello, my name is Mauro Flores. I'm currently a senior at ASM High School. I support AB 101 because not only does it teach you about different types of cultures and histories, but it also opens your mind to different ideas. But when I say opening up your mind, I don't say like accepting the ideas, just simply respecting them. In my case, I always said that I wanted a major in agriculture, but I couldn't find the reason why. But when I saw myself after school researching the topics that we had talked about during class that day, I knew I had found a passion, and that's why I believe AB 101 really opens your mind and helps you find yourself as a person. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Barrett Snyder on behalf of the San Francisco Unified School District. We're still in the process of taking a formal position, but have supported bills identical to this in the past and fully expect support. Thank you.
Leilani Aguinaldo-Yee on behalf of Los Angeles Unified School District in support.
Hello, my name is Wendy Sigüenza. I attend Hollywood High School in Los Angeles, California, and I support AB 101. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Lonnie Cupjoy. I teach history at Cal State Dominguez Hills. I am a board member of the Montebello Unified School District. We recently passed a K-12 curriculum to have ethnic studies in our district a month ago in full support. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Susana Contreras Smith. I am Superintendent of Education with the Montebello Unified School District, and I support AB 101.
Members, good afternoon. Edgar Cisneros, Board President, Montebello Unified. On behalf of our 29,151 students, 35 of whom are here today, we strongly support AB 101. Thank you.
Juan Ramirez, Elementary Vice President at United Teacher Los Angeles, in full support of AB 101.
Mike Williams, graduate of a Native American college, and we had over 500 years of suppression. Please give me a minute. Native youth have the highest dropout rate and suicide rate in the United States of America as a whole. I often wonder what it would be like if one of my nephews came home and told me his ancestors were some of the greatest agriculturists in the world, and they once had over 500 varieties of tomatoes, and that 80% of the foods that we now eat in supermarkets came from Native peoples, and that our structures rivaled the great Colosseums and those of Egypt. And that most medicines that we use today came from his ancestors' herbal remedies. Why do we continue to suppress this part of history from American history? And continue to teach our children that the Constitution came from some great divine, their European forefathers had from God, when in fact they got the Constitution from the Iroquois League of Nations. I'm not going to go through a list of all the atrocities that happened to indigenous peoples of the Americas. That would take a year or two. In conclusion, I would like to say that, I would like to see Native American studies, in the curriculum as a choice for our children. Thank you.
Again, just your name, affiliation, and position for the remaining folks in line. Thank you. Quickly.
Dr. Melissa Leal. I teach ethnic studies at Sierra College, and I am the director of education for Wilton Rancheria, and I am in support of AB 101. Thank you.
I'm Cindy Lamar. I am the Executive Director of Capital Area Indian Resources, an educational program in the Sacramento region. I'm in full support of AB 101. It's about time we teach accurate history of American Indians.
Next.
Hello, Dakota Brown, President and founder of NERDS, Native Education Raising Dedicated Students, in support of.
Athalia Chamberlain. I'm a parent of a student going into the community college system and a parent of a second grader, and I support AB 101. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is James Sams. I am the principal at Bell Gardens Elementary School, part of the Montebello Unified School District, and I am in support of AB 101.
Good afternoon. I'm Tina Lemoyne. I'm a Sac State student. I'm also a member of Women Take Back the Night, LACLA, and Sacramento Brown Berets, and we all support AB 101. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any opposition today? Seeing no opposition, any committee members wish to comment?
I do. Well, I'd like to thank the author, Assemblyman Alejo, for bringing this bill forward. As you know, I represent a very vibrant and diverse community where I believe there is a local appetite for these courses. But also, I want to point out that there is also a local appetite for offering STEM-related courses as well, and I'm a big proponent of that. But considering that currently our state owes over $4 billion in unfunded or unpaid mandates, I do worry about, and I struggle with this legislation because it may add to additional financial burden by mandating this ethnic studies to be offered, and the potential of the additional costs that this bill would incur, and also the potential to distract from STEM courses everywhere. As you know, STEM courses will allow our students to be better prepared for future earning potentials. But having said all that, I will be supporting your bill today, but I do hope that you will consider removing the requirement that this elect to be offered as the bill moves forward, and instead focus on supporting an ethnic studies framework.
And I'll address those concerns in my closing comments.
Thank you. Ms. Weber.
Yes, I want to thank Mr. Alejo and the members of the various caucuses, as well as those who've come here today for this piece of legislation. It's been a long time coming. It's been tried many times, and it's really critical and very important. I understand my colleagues' concern about STEM and other kinds of things dealing with curriculum. But those of us who know and have studied ethnic studies and its impact on communities, particularly if you look not only at universities, but you look at the example that was done in Arizona as well, the first thing you learn is that students don't do well in STEM because they don't see themselves in STEM. And yet when they have the research and the information about where STEM really comes from, where science and mathematics basically originates, and they begin to see themselves in the image of the scientists that are there and the mathematicians that are there and the engineers and the other kinds of subject matters that have often been left out because they now see themselves there. And so then if we're really going to talk seriously about motivating students to learn, we teach them about themselves first and foremost. And then that becomes the motivation and the image for them to be excellent. When I've done programs in the community before, when I ran my Young Black Scholar program through the NAACP, one of the things I refused to do was to do remedial instruction, to do tutorial and remedial activity, because that simply reinforced what was happening every day in the lives of young people. What I did was an enrichment program where I taught African American history to these young people. And as a result of that, they had the motivation to go back and become excellent in every subject because they understood what the subject really was about. They saw themselves in it. And they also understand their role in the world and their mission and their purpose and their responsibility. So I think it becomes very narrow if we think that we can simply teach children science without having them have an appreciation of themselves. And so this will become one of the foundations for closing the achievement gap and closing the science gap and the mathematic gap that's there. So I applaud you for it, for your vision, and for truly understanding the scope of education in this nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Weber. And, you know, I didn't know what it meant to be Irish till my oldest brother took an Irish ethnic studies class at San Diego State, of all places. Right. So, you know, there was many a St. Patrick Day and much more in my house after that. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thurman, sorry.
That's okay, and thank you for making that statement, because I hate to ever have to follow Dr. Weber on anything, because she's always right and righteous, and I, you know, but I would say that I agree that I didn't want it to be out there that in any way ethnic studies would undermine STEM. I wanted to add emphasis that ethnic studies could actually complement our interest in STEM. And one thing that we always hear from our students. It's hard for our students to engage when they don't feel that what they're learning about reflects who they are and their culture and their contributions. So if anything, this is an opportunity that complements them and to give us a way to save money. I would say let's not think of it as an unfunded mandate. Rather, this is another way for us to achieve education. It's a good investment that could help to lower the achievement gap, because one of the things that we see, I care about kids who drop out. And always what I hear students say, they don't feel that this education is relevant for them. This is one of the ways that we can most make education relevant for our young people. And I don't know that there's anything else that I can add from what we heard from the young people today. You've done a fantastic job. And I would urge that my colleagues support this. And I want to thank Mr. Alejo, and I want to thank our three ethnic caucuses for coming together around this. You have the Latino caucus, which I'm a member of, the Black Caucus, which I'm a member of, and the Asian Caucus, which I'm happy to be associated with. I'm not a member of. All working together on behalf of our students. I would urge my colleagues to vote yes on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Thurman. And speaking of young people, we have many young people up there that want to get up to the microphone on the next item, so I want to move us along here. Mr. Leo, you've heard my concerns. You made a strong case for this today, this item before us, but you heard my concerns about the committee taking everybody's ideas and having a new course across California. It might be a struggle for this committee in the future, but this class, you kind of walked me through it and made a strong case that we should support this item today. So I'm very supportive as one who comes from the most diverse city, Long Beach, in California. Absolutely. I will understand the need for this course. So thank you for your presentation. If you could close very quickly.
Yes. Well, Mr. Chairman and members, ethnic studies, as we all know, started back in California in 1968, over 45 years ago, and it was part of the civil rights movement to have a more inclusive curriculum at the high school and at our university level. Today we have bachelor's, master's, PhD programs in ethnic studies in our most prestigious universities in our state. But yet at our high school level, less than 1%, only a fraction of 1% have access to an ethnic studies course. And that's because existing law already says it's discretionary, it's voluntary. And we're trying to now move in a different direction to provide a real opportunity for every high school student to be able to benefit from an ethnic status, especially in a state where over 70% of our school kids are students of color. California has frequently been the leader in the nation on many cutting-edge policies, and it's no difference with this bill that aims to standardize ethnic studies for the first time in California history. We think this is a time to take this direction, but we're not the only ones. Our neighbor next door, Nevada, there was 2 senators that also filed a bill similar to ours.
Mr. Leo, if you could sum up.
Yes. Senators Seger-Blum and also Becky Harris, Republicans and Democrats, who are co-authoring SB 211 to require all students to have an opportunity to take ethnic studies class. I respectfully ask for an aye vote on this bill, and thank you for your patience, Mr. Chairman.
Move the bill.
Second.
Okay, the motion is due pass to appropriations. The Secretary will call the roll.
O'Donnell?
Aye.
O'Donnell, aye. Chavez? Kim?
Aye.
Kim, aye. McCarty?
Aye.
McCarty, aye. Santiago? Thurmond?
Aye.
Thurmond, aye. Weber?
Aye.
Weber, aye. That's 5 votes.
The motion passes with 5 votes.
Thank you very much. All right, we did it.